Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to our live stream. And today we have a special guest all the way from Canada. She's not just an author, but she also has a large community and she's into holistic practice or alternative medicine. And she's a professional holistic health professional. Well, interestingly, she comes from a background where she started in Bachelor of Science in Agriculture Biotech from University of Lethbridge in the year 2000 in Alberta, Canada, and then went on to pursue a Doctor of Naturopathic Medicine degree from the Canadian College of Naturopathic Medicine in 2008 in Toronto. So can we please welcome our special guest all the way from Canada, Dr. Amandha Palmer. Hi, good morning to you. Welcome.
Hi, Dr.
Well,
James. Good
when
morning.
I saw your I wouldn't say your resume, your profile, I mean the thing that got me really curious was from agriculture to where you are. And because I also went to Amazon and I found out that you also went to India, Nepal, and I guess you really, really seriously look into alternative medicine or holistic practice. Tell us about your journey. And yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a long and interesting one. Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you for having me. And it's been quite a journey for sure. One of the first things I was really interested in is animal health. And I was very connected with the natural world as a child. I always felt like I was part of nature, not, different or separate than nature. And I felt like animals couldn't speak, they can't tell us how they exactly feel all the time. And I wanted to support the innocent. And I went to when I was actually going to be an artist, a visual artist, and I was pursuing that career path. And then I had to go back to school and get my science degree instead of the arts and the writing. But the writing came in handy later, obviously. But then I decided to go to naturopath college after, not being able to get into veterinary college. And that was because I presented myself as a holistic practitioner. I wanted to do holistic vet medicine. And back then, it was really a no thing to do. It was a threat to the establishment. And I didn't get into the college I wanted to. And that's when I met my mentor, who taught me about acupuncture, inspired me into homeopathy and a lot of more energy medicines. And then that sparked my journey into naturopathic college and the in between, a lot of travel. I went to India twice, one to Goa for a homeopathic training session, and the other was on like a whole volunteer program with other students, including MD students. And it was like rotating with different doctors. And it was quite eye-opening to how India does medicine, And I did do quite a bit of traveling, was interested in native medicines. And when I came back to Canada and started my college degree. Once I finished, I started my business after I gave birth to my daughter. And everything was about holistic mom and baby and how can you raise a child without the system and needing the system. And that's how I raised my daughter. And she's 12 now, completely medicine free, let's say, and
Wow, that is
thriving.
tough, isn't it? I mean, especially with children, right? I mean, you're told at certain age you're supposed to go for this shot, that shot, and so many others. Wow. I salute
Yeah.
you. I mean, it's not easy in that kind of environment, because you have to go with the flow otherwise, right? So obviously you've taken a different path, and not only for yourself, your family, but you have pretty huge community, right? You have a pretty huge community. Now, how do you spread this? I mean, like, do you do podcasts? Do you do workshop? I mean, what do you do? Seminars? And I'm sure it's many years already, more than 20 years. And you took up this at a very young age. So, and the fact that you were young at that time, it must not have been easy on you. Am I right? You know how people look at older people when it comes to health, right? They have a certain perception. So yeah, there's a lot of questions put into one. Yeah, please enlighten us.
Yeah, well, you can look at someone and then just judge them, right? But then you have a conversation with them. And then you're like, "Oh, okay. Now I understand." And all I need is, 10 minutes with someone and I can help them understand how I can, assist them and benefit them with knowledge and information about their own bodies and how to empower themselves, which is really what, I saw the system fail my family and myself. And in fact, I got fired. I was going to take my daughter to an MD. I just thought, hey, I'm a medical practitioner. You're a medical practitioner. Why can't we talk about raising babies and children in a healthy way? But they didn't want to even have conversations with me. So I got fired from healthcare. I wasn't allowed to take my daughter to them. So I was like, okay, sure, no problem. But as I began to, teach and it's an ever learning journey. So I feel like there's big times where I'm like on sabbatical, where I'm learning and I'm absorbing and then I'm sharing and this sort of thing. And that's how the community has built. And so when I share, I will do podcasts or I will do videos. I tend to do more of the vlogging, the videos, and writing. So I'll write blog posts. I'm on Substack. There's many different ways I'll creatively express the teachings. But then I started to build Yummy.Doctor community a few years ago with the idea that I want to teach people how to doctor themselves, how to understand their bodies. It's not so scary and they don't need to outsource so much to those who don't always have their best interests in mind. They have industry only in mind and, selling as many pharmaceuticals as possible rather than really looking at root cause. Why are you like this way? Where are the emotional aspects at? What about the electrical aspects? The total picture of the body. And so that's when I created the community.
Maybe I'll just share your website, your Yummy Doctor website, and then you will just elaborate.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of information there. Here we go. So this
Yeah.
is
So
yeah.
yeah, so I have my stores connected here as well. So you'll either go to the
Mhm.
health store or the DMSO store.
Oh yeah.
I do have different 3 tiers of membership, and the top 2 tiers, they get lives with me, Q&A every Thursday, and then I create courses and classes. So you can go into the services section, for example, when you do a drop down, and it'll show
Okay.
you like the courses that I have.
Mhm.
And those are ever building. So we're just trying to help people learn a skill, and then the whole community gathers around everybody inside so that, because I'm one person, obviously. and, and this is actually why I thought about doing it in this way, because I was
Yeah.
getting burnt out, when everyone just comes at you all the time and help me energy.
I
I
know.
want to help get people out of that victim mentality. There are tools, there all are things that
Yeah.
people can do for themselves.
Absolutely.
So
More of like a self-help if they understand how it works. So this is yummy.doctor. All right, for those of you who are interested. And apart from that, she also has several other websites which I'm going to share with you. And the one that you mentioned, I think is let me see. Here is the about the book, right? It's
mhm.
also sold in Amazon. This is Healing with DMSO. Tell us about DMSO. I mean, it must have been really amazing for you to write a book about it.
Yeah, when I find something that works, I talk a lot about it. And in this instance, when I did a viral video, a publishing company found me and said, we'd be interested if you would write a book about this information, because there's not really a comprehensive guide out there that also had recipes and protocols and was science backed, but layperson language that you can digest well and feel comfortable using it, because DMSO is an extract from trees, and it contains sulfur, and it's very strengthening to the body, and it's anti-inflammatory, and it's a major painkiller. So actually it works really well with the Prife devices. I've been doing combinations with it where I'll apply DMSO to my body and then wand afterward. And it seems to support the distribution of the heat. And I would
Maybe
also
it can absorb better, maybe with yeah,
absorb better
with
and
certain
penetrate
oils and
deeper.
stuff like that. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're really good combo. And it's really, again, one of those things that you don't find readily. Like most people still don't know about DMSO, even though it's been around since the 50s, but really it
I
was the
know.
70s when it hit big. Yeah. So it's
And
really
this is
important.
another interesting website of yours, bringing the wisdom of nature to life,
Yeah,
right?
if
So
you go
this,
to the DMSO store, the tab next to it, the next
mhm,
2 tabs, you'll
mhm.
see the DMSO store and
Hang on.
the
Sorry, there's
Yum
this
Naturals.
courses and protocols, right? So video shop. I guess, we just direct the traffic for those of you who are interested. Just go visit and then just browse, and you'll be able to find a lot of interesting stuff. And this is another one, Yum
Mhm.
Naturals, right? Emporium. So I guess here you have a lot of herbs and stuff, which can be quite useful, isn't it? So
Yep.
there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot
Yeah.
of work. So you've come a long way for you to, I guess, put all the things that work together. And yeah, tell us about this journey. I mean, you mentioned you did it all alone, but I guess you have your team behind you to assist you and to put all these things together. And you also mentioned earlier about how it has helped you in terms of content, right? Writing, that, in the arts, right? Help. And yeah, apart from that, I guess the big question is you're into energy and why iTeraCare? I guess that, that's the natural question that I'm going to ask you. And that's why we have this live stream. And yeah, first of all, I mean, you're always in the top three for, several months. I always see this name, but I don't know whom that person is, but now we know, Amanda, right? So tell us why you are so, enthusiastic in your promotion of this iTeraCare.
Yeah. Well, when I find things like I began to formulate natural cosmetics and beauty care products because I couldn't find things that were really true and good in the market. And that's what I'm always looking for. So I manufactured my own. And now the market's exploded and there's more natural options out there than there were back when, 12 years ago, when I started formulating. And I'm always interested in electricity, energy medicine. I understand we're electrical beings. We have energy fields, we have chakra centers, we have nadis, we have like the acupuncture points are connected internally. We can see that actually on MRI. It's not even just like an idea. And my friend actually told me about the iTeraCare device, and I was immediately intrigued. The first second I heard her talk about it, I was like, I'm the price is actually really like fair compared to a lot of devices you can purchase on the market. So I jumped on it right away. I didn't even know much about it other than I did a little bit on THz, had a big yes in my intuition, and I ordered it. And in the meanwhile, I was doing more research and finding a lot of testimonials on Facebook, especially. And I was really, at first, when you read testimonials like that, you're like, no.
I know, I know. I used to be
You're
like
like,
you, really. It's like too good to be true, but
you're like,
then
that's
again,
massive. Like, I had cancer and now I don't, like, 2 months later or something. You're like, what?
yeah, the frequency one group, of Ricky and Steve Keller, they have more than 80,000 members now.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it's
So,
amazing. And reading that was inspiring. And I was having my own health challenges that I felt stuck with, because even as a healer, like, or maybe even more so as a healer, I'm exposed to like all sorts of emotional fields and things where
yes,
I pick up stuff off people all the time, just even in my thoughts, and I will manifest in our body. Our minds are very powerful.
yeah.
And so I was having some issues like with frozen shoulder and some pain and some lymphatic stuff going on. And migraines were the big problem for me, a sort of hormonal based stuff going on with my life. And when I got it, I also had lost my taste and smell for over a year. I had hugged a freshly vaccinated woman, and the next day my taste and smell was gone. And no matter what I did, I couldn't get it back. And once the wand came and I started working with it and I did the proper protocols, which I really encourage everyone to do, just really start slow. It will cleanse you fast. You drink the water first. Don't just dive in and start wanting your body. Of course I did that because, that's what I do. I'm like, let's see. We'll ride this motorcycle hard.
I know, I know.
Um,
I mean, sometimes, you can't blame them because they have been kind of like,
suffering.
suffering for so long, and then somebody comes and makes certain promises to them, and they're like, okay, out of the way, I'm gonna blow myself for hours. All right. So
I
that's where
know.
the healing crisis may affect them. Now, you come from a background of alternative and you also have exposure to acupuncture. So yeah, definitely you understand about the meridians, the chi, how it works, and we are made of energy. So yeah, someone like you definitely would look at the 10-step protocol and you say, yeah, wow, it's best to follow. Because a lot of people don't realize that our palm alone, contains almost all the organs. Even if you have gallbladder, kidney problem, liver, and so on, it's all here. If you just know where to blow, and it's going to help you. So I won't go into too much
Yeah.
detail. But yeah,
Yeah.
so it's very exciting and it works for you. And I'm sure within your community, you sold hundreds, right? I mean, is there something, a kind of a wonder testimony that really caught you within just within your community, if you may, without mentioning the name, like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, just the fact that my taste and smell came back within a few days of using the device, that alone, like, I was in shock. My frozen shoulder healed within a month. Migraines started to decrease after about a month and a half, and I barely get them anymore. And if I do, I know what I've done. I know I've eaten something untoward. And then a really big testimonial that came through my community was about psoriasis. I mean, psoriasis can be very tough to treat, even from a holistic medicine standpoint. I mean, I've had really tough cases where we're doing all the right things, which is mainly a liver problem, but it just doesn't want to resolve, or they just get another anxiety in their life and then it flares up again, this sort of thing. But she's been working on it for years already, and then she got the device and began to use it, and you could see the before and after pictures. I mean, this is in a manner of weeks, where the skin is clearing up, becoming normalized again, no scar tissue damage, anything like that. I mean, it's really profound when you get a case that they've already been working on this for a while, and then it just turns the corner like on a dime. And I've seen lots of other psoriasis cases work really well with using the device. So
wow,
it's
that's amazing.
quite amazing. Obviously, it's upregulating chi. It's giving this life force energy a chance to mobilize and get the stuck energy like
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
couldn't have agreed more with you. I guess people starting developing chronic illnesses because of the stuck, energy. And when you don't balance your body and unblock this, that's where it becomes chronic, because the cells related to those organs are not being well nourished, right? So something bad is going to happen over a period of time. So fantastic. I mean, wow, I'm so happy that you have promoted wholeheartedly this product, blending in with whatever you're doing, and how together collectively you'll be able to help not only your community, but I guess some of your people are also spreading this good news to maybe their friends or loved ones, relatives around the world. And thank you so much, Dr. Amanda, for coming forward to this live stream. It's an early morning for you, right? I know you just woke up for this live stream, and I just want to personally thank you so much for coming and sharing with us. And yeah, any last words for people out there who are watching about the product or about health in general?
Yes, thank you, Dr. James. I would just encourage people to really learn about their bodies, and find what works for them, and have a consistency in their lifestyle that is supportive, right? And that health is built on habits. And so get in those good habits and good behaviors, and you'll have longevity and well-being throughout the rest of your life, and be able to enjoy your grandbabies and onward, right? And just, you don't need the chemical medicine that's like a rouse. It's just a trick to like pull you into a pharmaceutical nightmare that begets more treatments after treatments. And when you empower yourself to take full responsibility for your health, it changes everything. It changes the way you live your life and your outlook on life. And once you're empowered, no one can take that away from you again. So I really encourage people to understand themselves from a holistic standpoint, and to treat the terrain, treat the body with respect and nourishment, and learn the intuitive side of yourself, so that when something is right or wrong. That we need to get back into that
Well, I guess
self-awareness.
that's pretty much sums up how you got involved with iTeraCare, because it resonates with you, and that's why, without even knowing much about terahertz, but it resonates with you because you are already into energy medicine, and you already believe in that, that journey. So yeah, I guess if a lot of people will just keep an open mind and not just download everything that's been given to you since childhood until where you are today. And look at most of you, you're pretty sick right now, isn't it? So if you want a different result, then you have to do something differently, out of the box. So with that, thank you, Dr. Amanda, and all the very best to you in everything that you're doing. Wonderful work. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. James.
All right, so there you have it. And if you would like to contact Dr. Amanda, just go to her website and send her a message. And I guess her PA will be in touch with you. And thank you so much for watching. And if you are not really feeling well, investigate more about iTera. Watch all our live stream, even the shorts on YouTube, on Facebook. Learn all about it. If you're still not convinced, join the Facebook group. The one with 80 over 1,000 coming to 90,000 now, and group members. That's the I think it's called a testimonial frequency one testimonial group. So you will be amazed because the results are always going to change your life. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Medical disclaimers. iTera Classic and iTera Pro are not medical devices. The information provided on our website is for educational purposes only and does not substitute for professional medical advice. Please consult a medical professional or healthcare provider if you are seeking medical advice, diagnoses, or treatment. Prife International shall not be liable for risks or issues associated with using or acting upon the information on our website. Prife International shall not be liable or responsible for the actions, misrepresentations, or negligence of our members who are independent contractors.